The story begins with the main character waking up from being unconscious because of a loud noise. The first thing he saw when he opened his eyes was a fire. When he looked closer, he realized it was a bonfire. Some people were celebrating a party. He mistook it for a camp party and didn't want to miss out. Suddenly, he smelled roasted lamb. This made him even more determined to join the party, as it had both food and beautiful ladies. The moment he tried to run toward them, he fell to the ground. He noticed he was tied with a rope. He was confused about why he was tied up. Then, a screen appeared in front of him. It showed that he had a mission to survive for 12 hours while being chased by primitive people. Soon, Chin saw some men roaming around the bonfire. He wondered where they came from. He tried to recall where a certain girl was. Chin even tried to tell the primitive men that there was a mistake. But as they came closer, Chin remembered what had happened to him. The scene then shifted to the past, 12 hours earlier. Chin was on a desolate island, drinking water from a river. He wondered why just the day before he had been with Sister Jang, buying things. But after taking a nap, he woke up on an unknown island. Chin was wondering if God had punished him. Suddenly, he saw some men and a boy playing. Thinking it was a cosplay, he was shocked when the small boy attacked him with a stick. He started running, asking them not to be serious. He thought they were just filming something. However, it wasn't like that. After a few seconds, Chin put some distance between himself and the primitive people. He thought no one could catch him while sprinting because he was a trained runner. But to his surprise, the primitive people started attacking him with spears. Suddenly, a screen appeared in front of him, revealing that he had a main mission. He was shocked and wondered what it meant. Was it some kind of system? Had he traveled to another world? Still running very fast, he was hit by a spear and fainted. The next thing he remembered was waking up. The scene then shifted to the present time. Chin's system showed that he had survived and completed his mission. Chin received a reward for completing his mission, a survival package and an attribute point, +1. He interpreted this as a game system and wondered if he had been transported into a game world. Chin then opened the survival package and found a split mountain axe as a reward. He also gained proficiency in wild survival and basic medicine. As a result, he became able to understand the language of the primitive people. He then thought that it must be a primitive world where civilization had yet to begin and everything was in its early stages. He believed the game's objective was to survive in this world and build civilization. So, Chin wondered if the system would eventually make him the prime minister or even a god. He asked the system to distribute attribute points to strength. Then he equipped the split mountain axe. When it was done, Chun gained enormous strength. This allowed him to easily break the rope he was tied with. However, Chun was soon spotted by the primitive men. They were named Stonebone and Langu. Stonebone ordered the others to capture Chun and not let him escape. Stonebone and Langu approached Chun. They told him he couldn't escape. Chun, full of attitude, shouted back. He asked how they dared disrespect their god. Stonebone asked what god. They didn't know. Seeing Langu, Chun thought he must be the leader. He told Stonebone that he had been sent from heaven to dominate them. Because they had disrespected him, he had to punish them. Hearing this, Stonebone became furious. He ran towards Chun to attack him. Chin's system displayed a new mission. He had to deter the primitive people and subdue them to become their leader. It also warned that the penalty for failure would be losing the split mountain axe. Seeing this, Chun became tense. Without the axe, he doubted he could survive in such a time and place. Determined not to lose in any scenario, Chun blocked Stonebone's attack. The ground around them cracked under the force. Seeing the force of Stonebone's attack, Chun was surprised by the strength of the primitive people. However, he knew that his body had been enhanced and wasn't weak either. With full power, Chun pushed back. To his surprise, Stonebone's weapon was cut in half. Everyone in the primitive camp was stunned by Chin's display of strength. Sensing something bad was about to happen, Chin had a sinking feeling. Suddenly, Stonebone shouted. He ordered everyone to charge at Chin together. Stunned, Chin started running away. He questioned why Stonebone had wanted a duel. But now the whole gang was teaming up against a 24-year-old boy. As one boy tried to attack him, Chin dodged and swiftly countered. Furiously, Chin warned them not to go overboard. He claimed he could take down 5 people alone before dying. He demanded they move back. He realized that if those barbarians attacked him together, he would easily die within seconds. Suddenly, to Chin's surprise, every barbarian started getting scared and running away from him. He wondered what had happened. Suddenly, his system showed that he had a side mission. It was to help the primitive people by chasing away a ferocious saber-tooth. It had been automatically accepted. Chin was initially confused reading the mission, But his confusion vanished when he realized that a saber-toothed tiger was indeed standing behind him. The moment Chen saw it, he started running to save himself. The tiger chased Chen relentlessly, attacking him as he ran. Chen was tense, wondering why everyone seemed to want to eat him. He couldn't understand why the system would give him a mission like that, knowing that even one bite from the tiger could make half his body disappear. Suddenly, Chen felt a claw attack from the tiger, which hurt him badly. He realized that fighting head-on wouldn't work, so he knew he had to calm himself down and think wisely. He noticed smoke rising from a fire and remembered that saber-toothed tigers, like most beasts, were afraid of fire. Chen decided to use this knowledge to his advantage and planned to maneuver out of the situation. He then challenged the tiger to confront him head-on. As the tiger attacked, Chen tried to slide away downward, but to his shock, the tiger used his body as a surface to jump off of. Shocked, Chen started running again, deciding not to trust movies anymore. With no other choice, he ran towards the bonfire, using plants and other objects as cover to reach his destination safely. Dodging and hiding, Chen managed to reach near the bonfire. He quickly grabbed a stick with fire on it and tried to scare the tiger away. To his relief, the tiger was indeed frightened by the fire. Now Chen called out to the tiger to come and fight, but deep down he was hoping the tiger would retreat. Suddenly, he heard a strange sound and tensely wondered if it was some kind of larger monster approaching him. Hearing the roar of another monster or animal, the saber-toothed tiger became tense and in fear. It ran away. Seeing this, Chen wondered what had scared the tiger off, and if it was running away. He considered what he should do next. Suddenly, Chen's system showed that the mission had been completed, and he received the reward of 2 attribute points. Hearing the sounds again, Chen decided to leave the area first, prioritizing his safety for the time being. He asked the system to allocate 1 point each to strength and agility. With enhanced agility and speed, he sprinted towards the primitive people. Chen noticed a significant increase in his agility and speed. Seeing Chen alive, Stonebone was surprised and asked him in confusion why he hadn't been eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. Chen smiled and replied that to him, the saber-toothed tiger was just like a kitty, so Chen easily defeated the saber-toothed tiger, causing it to run away in fear. Afterward, Chen smiled, hoping that now the primitive people would admire him. Chen received a new mission: to assist the primitive people in building their homes, establishing a tribe, and increasing the population to 50 within 18 days. Chen counted and found that there were only a total of 15 people, including children. To expand the tribe to 50 people, he realized he would need to assimilate other tribes into theirs. The scene then shifted to night. Everyone was sleeping, but Chen couldn't sleep because he was hungry. He decided to go and find some food for himself. He noticed that the primitives were so brave that they didn't keep anyone on watch while sleeping. However, his stomach growled again, prompting him to prioritize finding food first. He remembered the roasted lamb he saw earlier, but he was confused and tense about whether to go for it. If a saber-toothed tiger could scare someone, it meant there was something very frightening nearby. Chen tried to reassure himself that he wouldn't encounter the monster because he needed to find food, no matter what. So, with his axe in hand, he moved towards the place where he saw the roasted lamb earlier. Sometime later, Chen cautiously reached the place where the roasted lamb was. He approached carefully, mindful of any dangers. As he got closer, he noticed there were other prey animals nearby. Now that he was a leader, he knew he could only think about himself. So he gathered all the other prey animals. On his way back, he had a strange feeling and suddenly fell into a pit. Furiously, he shouted about who dug the hole there. However, upon closer inspection, he realized it wasn't a hole at all, but rather huge footprints left by a monster or a large animal like a dinosaur. He then thought that after encountering the saber-toothed tiger, he should have realized this wasn't just a barbaric place, but an era where history's scariest and deadliest creatures lived. He quickly decided to find a safe place for everyone, knowing he couldn't delay for long. The next morning, the primitives were fighting over the food. Seeing this, Chen became frustrated and shouted at everyone to stop snatching food from each other. He realized that the primitives still didn't understand modesty or economy. He knew he had many things to teach them. Chen then announced that the current food would be given priority to the hunters who had joined him on the hunt that day. Stonebone added that they usually took turns hunting, and the previous day it had been him, Aun, and Hanger. Now it's Luong, Hiju, Ja, and Lang was turned for the present-day hunt. Stonebone suggested that everyone wanted to come if their king was going. Everyone agreed with Stonebone, but Chen noticed the boy named Sam, who had attacked him the previous day. Chen thought that Sam might be afraid he was holding a grudge against him, so he decided he needed to find a way to cheer Sam up. Chen announced to everyone, "Whoever wants to can come with me. I am searching for a place to build us a home." Hearing this, a girl named Mia came forward and asked, "What does home mean?" Chen explained, "Home is where we will live together as a community. Much like how tree roots provide nourishment and security for current and future family members." Hearing this, Mia happily hugged Chun, asking, "Can I live with our king?" Chun responded warmly, saying, "Everyone will be part of one big family in the future, and we will all live together." Mia got excited and started saying, "The king is willing to live with me and have kids." Stonebone asked Chun, "Where are we going to build our home?" Chun gathered everyone and explained, "We need to find open land with mountains to the north and rivers to the south. That way, we will have access to drinking water, irrigation for farming, firewood, and stone materials for construction. It would also establish a relatively secure zone, reducing our risk of being attacked." He also mentioned we could find enough seeds and wood for farming and building houses in the new location. Chen then thought it would be best if the settlement was near the seaside, as the delta could provide fertile land and a favorable environment for learning to navigate the sea in the future. Sam responded, "I know where the place Chen is mentioning is located." Chen was pleased and asked Sam, "Could you lead us there?" Sam responded, "The place isn't very far, but I suggest we not go because there is a herd of cows that isn't easy to deal with." Hearing this, Chen wondered, why should we be afraid of cows, since they could provide rich meat and other domestic products? So, Chen decided that the herd of cows would be their prey. He asked everyone to get ready, as we are heading east towards our new home. The scene then shifted to the place where Sam had taken everyone. He reassured Chun, "The area is safe, so we can proceed without worries." Chen urged them, "Let's not waste time," and assured them, "Do not worry about the saber-toothed tiger, as it has been chased away. If it comes back, I will save you." Sam explained, "Once we reach the top of the mountain, we can see where the cows gathered." Upon reaching the summit, Sam tensely instructed everyone, "Hide because the cows are below." Chen wondered if there were other monsters besides the cow herd. Suddenly, he caught a whiff of the sea. He asked the system to open the map. He was pleased to see that it looked like a suitable area to build a city. Out of nowhere, Sam pulled him back and gestured for him to be quiet. He warned that the cow herd might hear them. After some time, Chen checked his manual. He found that there were 3 plants and 2 animals in the area ahead. The plants included green sunflower grass, dragon wine, and big sabaki. The animals were gray squirrels and pincer wasps. When Chen couldn't find any information about the cow herd, he asked Sam for its location. Sam explained that the cow herd was in a small forest near the riverbend. He offered to take them for a closer look. Half an hour later, they arrived at the forest. Sam warned that going further could alert the cow herd to their presence. Chen was confused by the quietness around them. He wondered why Sam was so concerned about the potential harm from a cow. Suddenly, his scanning results changed, and he grew tense. He worried if there were giant monsters nearby. To his relief, there was only one animal in the surrounding area. Chen then asked Sam if he remembered incorrectly. But before Sam could respond, Chen noticed a tree moving. Sam told Chen to look up, and when Chen did, he was shocked. He wondered what type of monster it was. Upon checking the system, it showed that it was an iron blackhorn cow. Stonebone tensely asked Chen if they were really going to hunt that cow, hiding behind in fear. Chen responded tensely with a yes and instructed them to lay an ambush there while he went to assess the situation. Others were amazed by Chen, thinking he was so cool. However, behind the tree, Chen was crying. He wondered why it had come to this, because he didn't want the tribe to die. Now, he had to rely on his agility attribute. He then checked and noticed that even the cow's arms were bigger than him. So, he tried to find the smallest one. Calmly, Chen attempted to greet it, but upon seeing Chen, the cow's facial expression changed, and it started roaring at him. Just as he approached, the entire herd of cows started chasing Chen. He swam across the river to the other side, crying out for them not to chase him. Meanwhile, the tribes misunderstood, thinking their leader Chen was bravely provoking the entire herd to keep them safe. They discussed it among themselves while Chen, without hesitation, leaped off the ridge and landed on it. Suddenly, the ridge shook, leaving Chen to wonder what was happening. Looking down, he saw that a cow had crashed into the mountain because it couldn't stop itself. Chen got an idea of how to knock them all down, because he noticed that the cows were unable to climb such heights. When they returned, Chen pondered what to do. Because he couldn't descend with the aggressive cows waiting below, he had no choice but to climb upward. Chen managed to ascend. Upon reaching the top, he was stunned by the view. It was exactly what he had hoped for. He decided to build an entire empire in that perfect spot. He felt elated that his journey had finally begun. On the other side, Sam noticed the cow herd was retreating. He wondered why it was happening and where their king was. Stonebone speculated whether their king had been crushed by the cows. He climbed a tree to check, intending to retrieve Chen's axe. As soon as he stepped onto the tree, Chen's axe came flying and landed beside him. Stonebone was stunned. Chun praised him for his boldness in assuming their king had died. Sam and the others were relieved to see Chen alive. Stonebone asked if the cows were very strong. Chen replied that he planned to use cow meat as a nutritional supplement for his body. He asked if they also wanted to try it. Stonebone and Sam declined, saying they weren't a match for those cows. They added that even if they could defeat them, they wouldn't eat the meat. Chun furiously asked if they hadn't heard what he said. He insisted that they just needed to answer his question. They all got scared and agreed that they wanted to eat it. Chen shared that he would teach them how to make weapons and how to hunt using them. He planned for them to return in 3 days to hunt down the cows. In the next scene, Chen cut a tree in half with one slash. Everyone was amazed at his strength. Stonebone stepped forward and asked Chun why he cut down the tree since it didn't bear any fruit. Chen explained that they would use the tree to make weapons. He told them to pay attention to what he was going to do. He instructed them on how to make spears from wooden sticks. Chen noticed that he had a technology attribute bonus when crafting weapons. Chen showed them how to use the spear for hunting by demonstrating how to throw it. The tribes were amazed because in the past, they had always gathered wood but never realized it could be used in such a powerful way. Excitedly, they all expressed their eagerness to try using the spear. Chen asked Stonebone to go first. While Stonebone practiced with the spear, Chen went on to make more spears. Within a few hours, all the tribes started practicing with the spears. While they were practicing, Chen challenged Luong and Hiju Shao to come at him together for a fight. Both of them charged furiously and attacked Chun, but he easily dodged their attacks. Chun then counterattacked, knocking out Hiju Shao. Luong furiously attacked again, and this time some blood was drawn. Everyone was stunned. Chun told Luong that if it had been the sharp side of the spear, he would have been dead by now. Luong shouted that their king was a god, and they couldn't defeat him. Chun explained that they were relying on brute force instead of technique. He emphasized that the spear's advantage lay in its tip. He instructed them to use the sharp edge to aim precisely at enemies or prey. Chen asked them to start practicing by focusing first on throwing. He set up a target and asked them to throw at it from a distance. Everyone tried one by one, but no one could hit it. Chen thought that maybe no one had any talent at all. He felt he had been too hasty in his judgment. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a spear hit the target. Chen was surprised to see it, and the others were shocked that someone had actually hit it. Chen turned around and saw that Hang Shi was standing there. Chen asked Hang Shi if he was the one who threw the spear. Hang Shi asked if he had one. Chen replied with a yes and gave him 2 spears as a gift. Suddenly, someone came and told Chen that a beast was approaching them. Chen asked everyone to be ready for the fight, but deep down, he was happy that he could use this hunt to gain them some experience. A beast emerged from the forest and roared in front of everyone. Chen jumped towards the beast, shouting that they were going to have it as their dinner for the night. The fight started, and Chen instructed everyone to listen to his commands. He said, "Circle around the beast and wait for my orders." He then attacked the beast, and as he did, the beast's speed slowed down. Chen, as Stonebone, and Hang Shi threw their spears from the backside. As they attacked, the beast became furious and forcefully pushed Chen back, breaking his spear. Chen knew he needed to act quickly. But before that, Hang Shi threw a spear, and it perfectly targeted the beast's mouth. Chen was impressed by Hang Shi's accuracy. Gradually, everyone started throwing spears at the beast. Some was waiting above, sitting in a tree. Due to the onslaught of attacks, the beast tried to flee, but Chen blocked its path and instructed Sam to attack. Sam jumped towards the beast and thrust his spear into its head. The beast became even more furious and entered a berserk mode. Everyone tensed up at the sight of the berserk beast. Sam was in danger, still holding the spear he had used to attack. Chen ran towards the beast and leaped to strike with his axe. There was a sudden blast, and the entire area filled with smoke. Everyone anxiously wondered if their king was okay. When the smoke cleared, Chen asked everyone to stop shouting, jokingly asking if they were trying to summon souls. He then praised everyone for their efforts and announced that they would have a hearty meal that night. Hearing this, Everyone became happy. Chun then praised Sam for his exceptional work and told Hang Sure that he was the MVP of the hunt. He promised that in the future, Hang Sure would accompany him on hunts and that he would provide Hang Sure with new weapons to try out. The scene changed to some time later. Stonebone was telling the other tribes how he helped Chun defeat the beast. Mia was walking nearby with a piece of meat. Stonebone asked her to give it to him, but Mia said no. She said the meat was for their king. She then offered it to Chun to eat. Chun asked if they were going to eat it raw. Mia asked if there was a problem with that. Chun said he remembered them using fire to cook. He wondered why they were eating it raw now. Mia said they could not keep the fire from last time, so they had to eat it raw. Chun thought that fire started civilization. It helped humans fight wild beasts. It made living safer and more comfortable. It made their diet better. He decided to help the tribes by teaching them how to make fire. Chun then asked everyone to gather around. He wanted to teach them how to make fire. He took a broken spear and used it on a wooden block to make sparks. He told them to add wood shavings and tree fluff into the hole. Then roll it between their hands to make friction and ignite the fire. Seeing the fire, the tribes were amazed. They started praising Chun. Stonebone began shouting that their king had made fire. He wanted everyone to know, but Chun grabbed him angrily. He told him to be quiet. He said it was important to stay hidden. Chun got a reward of 10 technology points. He realized that earning them was easy. He didn't know what they were for at first. He learned that technology points could help find out about old sicknesses. It cost 10 points each time. While Chun thought about this, Sam came. Sam said that when they were sharing the meat, he saw marks of a mother pig. He thought there might be baby pigs nearby. He looked around and found them. Suddenly, Chun got a side quest. He had to fence in the baby pigs and keep them as pets. The system asked Chun if he wanted to accept the quest. Chun asked Mia and Sam to go get the baby pigs. He told them to be careful. He did not want them to hurt the baby pigs because he wanted all of them. Mia held Sam's hand. They ran to where the baby pigs were. Chun thought about making a pig pen before they came back. So he asked Stonebone to come after he finished eating. He had some work for him. The scene then shifted to the evening. Stonebone was carrying wooden branches. He asked his friends why their king had asked them to bring so many branches. Upon returning to their den, Stonebone saw that the others were making something new. Confused, he asked Hanger what they were doing. Hanger responded that the king called it a grass rope, and it was sturdier than the vines they used before. He also explained the process. They had to smooth out the straw and then weave it into ropes by crossing. Stonebone got frustrated because he didn't understand what was going on. Chun asked Stonebone not to just stand there and to bring the branches to him. He then told everyone to pick up the branches and tie the grass ropes in a specific way. They needed to make at least 5 of those wooden frames. Then he asked them to insert the wooden frames into the pits he had prepared. After that, they were to bind the frames together at the top to form the shape of a cage and cover them with straw in an orderly manner. As soon as it was ready, the entire tribe rushed inside the pigsty and started fighting, each wanting to live there and have children with the king. Seeing them, Chun got tense and said that the pigsty wasn't for them. Just then, Sam and Mia returned with the cubs. Chun asked Sam to put the cubs in the pigsty he had made. Hearing this, Stonebone ran towards Chun, crying and shouting that he couldn't do that. Stonebone again asked Chun how such a good nest could be given to those wild boars. An also hugged Chun, agreeing with Stonebone and saying they all wanted to live in that nest. Stonebone added that they wanted a home where they could cuddle with the king. Hearing that, Chun furiously threw them away, saying he didn't want to cuddle with a man. He then stated that he didn't care if they wanted to live in the pigsty, but when they built comfortable houses, neither of them would have a place in them. Alan was stunned upon hearing it and suggested that if there was a better nest available, he didn't mind living elsewhere, and Chun could let Stonebone live in it. However, Stonebone also refused to live in the pigsty. Chun then instructed Sam to put all the boars in the pigsty. Hanger came to Chun and asked why they needed to care for those wild boars if they were meant to be their food. Chun responded by asking if they didn't want to have plenty of food to eat without hunting. Hanger was happy to hear it and responded with a yes. Chun explained that by raising those cubs and having them produce more piglets, they could secure a stable food source. Chun received his reward for completing the quest of taming the beasts. Upon opening it, he found a packet of salt from the supply chest and learned recipes for fried eggplant, stir-fried peanuts, fried eggs, roast lamb legs, and stir-fried clams. Confused by the rewards, Chun wondered if the system was suggesting he become a chef. Considering their underdeveloped technology, his system indicated that completing these recipes could unlock special rewards. Seeing the recipes, Chun decided to give cooking a try. It was late at night, and everyone else was asleep. Only Chun and Sam were still awake. Chun praised Sam for his daily hard work. Sam responded that he felt he had caused trouble for their king when they captured him. He believed it was better for him to endure some hardships. Chun hugged him and laughingly reassured Sam that he held no grudges against him. He then asked Sam if there were any other tribes living nearby, like theirs. Sam responded that they had encountered a few other tribes, but they were all unfriendly and looked quite different from them. Chun asked Sam to tell him more about where these tribes were located. Sam shared that he knew about 3 different clans nearby: the Coconut Grove clan, the Bay clan, and the Giant Stone clan. He mentioned they were located at a considerable distance, requiring at least a day and night of travel to reach their territories. Chun asked Sam to provide details about each of the clans. Sam shared that the Coconut Grove clan had around 30 to 40 members who disliked conflicts and were skilled in long journeys. Their leader was a formidable woman. Sam then described the Bay clan, noting that it also consisted of 30 to 40 members who looked terrifying. He mentioned that the Bay clan was known for constantly engaging in internal conflicts. Lastly, Sam talked about the Giant Stone clan, which was the most powerful with the largest population. They typically resided on a mountain in the southwest and only occasionally came down for activities. Sam mentioned that he had heard the leader of the Giant Stone clan possessed divine power and could defeat a tiger with bare hands. After hearing about everyone, Chun thought that if Sam's information was correct, then the Coconut Grove clan would be the most ideal first target for assimilation. He reasoned that, with the other groups full of complexities and potential conflicts, he would need to find a peaceful way to conquer them. Suddenly feeling someone behind him, Chun turned and found Mia hugging him from behind. She asked why he hadn't slept yet and if he wanted to do something exciting with her. Tensely, Chun responded with a no. Mia sat on the ground in a weird position and asked if she looked like a kitty. Chun felt tense and quickly took Sam by the hand, running away. He said that it seemed like Sam needed his help with something, so he would talk with her later. Mia felt a little sad by Chun's action. The scene shifted to the next morning. Chun and Sam were waiting for the Bay clan people to arrive near the seaside. The Bay clan people arrived at the seaside to hunt a dodo bird. Chun felt a little happy that they had come after waiting all night. However, he noticed that the Bay clan members started fighting amongst themselves over the bird. Chun wondered if they could absorb the Bay clan. This would not only increase their numbers, but also secure resources like the dodo birds. Sam responded that their numbers were not even half of those in the Bay clan, so they couldn't win in a fight. Chun then thought that if they had powerful weapons, maybe they could win. But first, they would have to deal with the herd of cows. Afterward, they could use the new resources to craft even more powerful weapons and equipment. So, they headed back to their den. Everyone became happy upon seeing Chun return. Stonebone shared that they had thought their king had abandoned them. Chun apologized to everyone for making them worry. He explained that they had a lot to do. He asked Stonebone to practice throwing spears. He instructed Hang Sure to be in charge of teaching them throwing skills. Chun gave Hang Sure one day to make them as proficient as possible. Suddenly, Mia arrived and showed a leaf, mentioning its comfort for wiping after going to the bathroom. Chun replied that he needed help sharpening the wooden spears. So, Mia should gather all the women and collect some rocks. The scene then shifted after some time. Mia returned with the other ladies, carrying rocks in their hands. Mia asked if the rocks were okay. Chun responded affirmatively. He explained that they needed to rub the stones on the whetstone until a sharp edge or point was obtained. Then, tie the stone onto a wooden stick with rope. There they have it, a wooden stone axe. The girls were amazed by it. But Chun was furious when he received only 1 point as a reward. Chun then instructed them to follow his directions and show what they had made. Mia asked Chun to look, as she had already created one. When Chun looked, he saw that Mia had made a dual-edged axe. So, he praised her for it. Mia was happy to hear the praises. Then, Chun unlocked a new hidden feature called Talent Discovery. When Chun looked at Mia, his system indicated that she had a talent for tool building. Mia noticed Chun staring at her, so she asked him embarrassingly why he was looking at her. Chun didn't respond to her question, and instead instructed the ladies to build as many spears and axes as they could. Gradually, they managed to create a total of 30 spears and axes. Chun praised Mia for creating more than half of the total weapons. Suddenly, he noticed that her hands were scratched and injured from rubbing the stones. Seeing Chun show concern for her, Mia blushed. At that moment, other girls also came and asked if Chun cared about them too. Chun responded that it's not what they think, but they got very close to him. He quickly ran away from there, declaring that it was enough for the day and that everyone could take a break. As he headed toward where the men were training and practicing, he suddenly got attacked with a log of wood. Somehow he dodged it and realized it was part of the tribe's training regimen, with Hang sure teaching them well. Chen then asked Hanger about their progress. Hanger responded that everyone had made significant progress and could now easily hit their targets. Chen's talent discovery screen showed that Hangu was a throwing master. Hanger shared that Luong had great strength, but struggled with the timing of throws, and he could only unleash his potential when teamed up with Stonebone. Hanger also mentioned that Luong was the first to master the technique. What surprised him the most was the effectiveness of the Yellow Stone and Wolfbone Hammer. Individually, they were ordinary, but when used together as a team, they alternately threw 4 spears and scored the highest points. Chen was happy to hear it, thinking that now they could easily deal with the horde of Black Bulls. Stonebone asked if Chen was sure about it. Chen responded affirmatively, but to be safe, they should also bring the secret weapon. Hangshar was surprised and asked which secret weapon Chen was referring to. Chen took out some black leaves and instructed everyone to look closely, asking them to collect as much as they could. He warned them not to touch the leaves with any open wounds on their hands, as the leaves contained a natural paralyzing drug. The scene shifted to nighttime. Chen beat a stone to make a mortar. Meanwhile, Mia brought all the spears they had. She asked Chen why he had dug a shallow pit in the stone. Chen responded that it was a mortar. He said Mia would soon understand its use. He then asked her to gather all the ladies. They were to use the stone club to crush the leaves in the pit. After crushing them, they were to apply the mixture on the tips of the wooden spears. Luton came and asked Chen about the men. They expressed their desire to join in with the club. Chen asked them to stay and rest. He explained that he needed them in the morning for the hunt. The scene then shifted some time later. Chen was eating grilled meat and putting salt on it. Suddenly, Mia came and threw a spear towards him. She was letting him know that the application had been done. Chen stood up and asked the ladies to stay behind to guard the place and their children. He instructed the rest of the people to accompany him to the mountain. Everyone became happy and prepared their weapons. They were ready to show the monsters what they were capable of. The scene then shifted after some time. They reached the top of the mountain. Aegon asked the others if it was okay for their king to act as bait alone. He expressed concern about the danger involved. Stonebone responded that their king was so powerful, so there shouldn't be any danger. Sam asked everyone to get ready, as there was movement near the river. Stonebone instructed Mia and the other ladies to make sure they handed out the spears on time. He was especially making sure Sam didn't run out of spears. Their king was taking a big risk, and they couldn't afford to lose him. So, let's see what actually happened 10 minutes ago. Chen was wandering near the Black Bulls. He was thinking that like last time, escaping to Stone Mountain would be the best way. But being cautious, he decided to lure a small one first. He approached the smaller bull and threw a stone. He declared himself as the leader of the gang. He challenged it to come and face him. Hearing this, the Black Bull became furious. Suddenly, 3 bulls started chasing Chen out of nowhere. While running, Chen asked Stonebone to aim at the first Black Bull. Stonebone quickly ordered everyone to get ready. Then they threw the spears all at once. It worked. The Black Bulls were injured. Taking advantage of the distraction, Sam threw spears aimed at the bulls' necks. They all collided on the mountain. Chen jumped towards a ledge to get higher, but his hand slipped from the edge somehow. Stonebone grabbed his hand and saved him. Chen ordered everyone to attack the bulls while they were weakened, so they continued their assault. Stonebone took charge and began commanding the attacks. Chen noticed Stonebone's leadership qualities. He realized why Stonebone was so skilled at giving commands. Chen saw that Stonebone was worth cultivating into a capable leader. Stonebone then came and informed Chen that it seemed the bulls were calming down. Chen was happy to see that the tranquilizer worked faster than he expected. Suddenly, Sam shouted tensely that the other bulls were also charging towards them. Chen was surprised to see that the bulls were faster than he expected. He asked everyone not to panic, reassuring them that everything was going according to his plan. They just needed to deal with the 3 bulls below and ensure they didn't escape. The Black Bulls were trying to back away, but they were moving very slowly. Seeing this, Chen realized the poison was already working. He told the others to aim at the bulls' legs and not let them escape. Stonebone asked everyone to throw their spears. With that, all 3 bulls were knocked down and lying on the ground. Chen told them to stop, but Stonebone said that now wasn't the time for Chen to be soft-hearted, as they needed to deal with those 3 bulls before the others arrived. Chen asked how many spears they had left. Mia responded that they had 28 spears. Then Chen asked Sam to check how many bulls were arriving in the herd. Sam responded that there were about 20 bulls. Chen then explained that this was why he asked them to stop, as they had a limited number of spears. Hanger asked if giving up meant that all their efforts dealing with the 3 black bulls so far would be wasted. Chin responded with a no, explaining that this was just part of the plan. He never intended to face the entire herd with just a few of their squad members from the beginning. The goal was to take down the bulls' leader. It's all because, after that, the remaining black bulls would just scatter and flee. To lure out the boss, they need some bait, which is why Chin needs those black bulls alive and cannot let them go. Chin also mentioned that his original plan was to use only 1 bull as bait, but dealing with the extra 2 ended up using a considerable number of spears. Suddenly, Sam shouted that he could see the leader of the black bulls, and it looked like a giant monster. The leader of the bulls roared, and all the bulls started running towards the mountain to ram into it. At first, Chun and the others wondered if the bulls had gone mad. But soon, Chun realized that the bull boss didn't intend to fight. Suddenly, they realized that the mountain was starting to collapse. Chun shouted for everyone to hurry back and find cover. But Mia couldn't make it in time and fell to the ground as the mountain crumbled. Seeing this, Chun jumped towards the ground without thinking, asking Aeon to come with him. Hao Xiao and Langu also followed, coming down to help. Now it's time for the battle, as they all had to fight no matter what. Hijajaya asked Agun what they should do, whether they should go and fight the bulls. Agun responded to not act recklessly and wait for the leader's call. At that moment, Chin was tense. He thought the bull's boss had already seen through his trap. He was frustrated by how intelligent the bull was. Stonebone asked the others who were left on the mountain to go and protect their leader. But Chin shouted and asked them to stop. He emphasized that they needed to attack with the spears from above. Now the fight began with everyone engaging. Chun wielded his axe, while others used spears and Stonebone as axes. Through teamwork, defending themselves and attacking the bulls in coordinated strikes, they managed to injure many of the bulls. Taking the opportunity, Stonebone also urged those on the mountain to throw spears at the bulls. Seeing a few bulls knocked down, suddenly all the bulls stopped, and the boss bull said something to them. To Chin's surprise, the bulls started retreating. Seeing this, Chin wondered if the herd had received an order to back off, because now the boss himself would join the fight. Out of nowhere, rain started falling, and the bull boss approached, inhaling the air and breathing out flames from his mouth. Seeing this, Chin tensely asked everyone to get aside and dodge the attack. The attack was so powerful that it created a hole in the mountain, and even cleared a path to the top. On the other hand, all the tribes were scared to see the attack, wondering whether it was a sound wave or the roar of the bull. The impact was so intense that everyone's morale plummeted in seconds. Realizing this, Chin asked Down to take Mia and the others northward, while he himself would draw the bull boss's attention. He instructed Stonebone to wait for his command, and declared to the bull boss that he would be his opponent. The battle started head-on with Chun attempting to block the bull boss, but the bull boss easily threw Chun aside. Chun then considered using the path created by the bull boss's attack, but the boss bull chased Chun and slammed into the mountain, causing a big blast. Seeing this, others became tense, fearing their leader was lost, but ultimately decided not to retreat and to fight with full determination. Suddenly, Chen's axe swung and struck the boss bull's head. Chun was alive, and this happened because he had used the hole created in the mountain a few minutes ago. Chun even thanked the bull boss for sparing his life, though deep down, he knew he was heavily injured. Seeing Chun alive, the tribes felt a sense of relief. But Chun shouted at Stonebone to get ready and wait for his command. The fight continued with Aon and Hiju Xiao attempting to draw the bull boss's attention, so Chun could attack from behind. Aegon bravely jumped towards the bull boss, but was injured by his horn. Chun quickly intervened, attacking the bull boss's face to free Aegon from the horn's grasp. The bull boss unleashed another flame attack, but everyone managed to dodge it, and Chun retaliated with a successful strike, creating a wound on the bull boss's body. He then shouted to Stonebone and Sam, "Throw your spears at the wound." They successfully aimed at the wounds, causing the bull boss to stumble and fall to the ground. Everyone wondered if they had won and started celebrating the victory. However, Chun remained confused because the herd of bulls was still waiting and not attacking, even after their leader had died. Out of nowhere, the bull boss stood up again and attacked Chun, unleashing a furious flamethrower. Stonebone and Sam were shocked to see this, and Chun himself was tense because he had let his guard down. At that moment, the bull boss pulled the spear from his own body and hurled it towards Chun. Chun, injured and unable to move quickly, wondered if this was the end for him. To his shock, Mia stepped in between them, and took the spear attack herself. Chun was stunned, recalling the moments he had shared with Mia. Suddenly, he felt a surge of furious anger overwhelming him. Despite his system warning of overload, Chun furiously jumped towards the bull. Chun then slashed the bull boss with all his strength from top to bottom. Surprisingly, this time the bull boss was indeed cut in half from Chun's powerful attack. Chun was in full furious mode and shouted at the rest of the bulls, "Come and fight me. I dare whoever wants to die to face me." As the bulls looked at each other, the moment Chun moved forward, they started retreating and running away. Afterward, Chun felt relieved, but his system indicated his life was in danger. Suddenly, he coughed up blood and began to faint slowly. Everyone rushed to check on him, but before losing consciousness, he looked at Mia and instructed them to retrieve and apply hematic ointment. The scene then shifted to several days later, in a pigsty, where Chun woke up from unconsciousness. As he opened his eyes, he saw Ayu standing in front of him. Chun first asked if it was the pigsty he had set up, but Ayu denied it, explaining that they had moved to this place after driving away the bulls and the shed was built for him. She then asked him to lie down, while she went to inform everyone that he had woken up. Chun asked Ayu to first tell him about Mia and Lang Chu. Ayu responded that when they found Lang Chu, he was on his last breath, but he recovered quickly after waking up, and Lang had been standing outside guarding Chun ever since. Ayu then shared that Mia's injuries were a bit more severe, but thanks to the king's divine medicine, as long as Mia rested more, she would be fine. Everyone else was also doing well. Chun was relieved and happy that everyone was okay. Ayu agreed, saying that everyone's health had stabilized over the past 4 days. Hearing this, Chun was shocked and asked, "What do you mean by 4 days?" Chun checked the system and realized that 4 days had indeed passed, leaving him with only 11 days left to complete the mission. Ayu was also confused, noting that their king often seemed lost in thought, staring into the air for reasons unknown. He then tried to stand up but couldn't. Ayu asked Chun to rest, but he insisted he was fine and asked her to call Stonebone immediately. She agreed and hurried out of the shed. Chun realized that without combat or deterrent power, if the secret got out, their mission could fail instantly. Now that they had moved to a new place, they needed to quickly build a fence around it. Later, they would replace it with wooden walls for better security until Stonebone arrived. Chun asked him to listen from outside. Stonebone agreed, and then Chun whispered something to him in a secretive manner that no one else could hear. Stonebone then went to carry out the task Chun had given him. Chun realized it wasn't enough. They couldn't afford to make the same mistake as last time. He knew he had to ensure that everything was foolproof this time. Chun then told Langa Chu that he had a task for him. Langa asked Chun to explain. Chun asked Langu to retrieve the bones and hides of the Black Bull King, ensuring the hides were as intact as possible. To Langa Chu's surprise, Chun gave him his own weapon for the task. After they both left, Oyu asked Chun to rest, but Chun refused, saying he needed to talk to her. He asked her to come inside, where they could speak privately, away from everyone else. When she came inside, Chun explained that he had sent the others away to assign her an important mission. Upon hearing this, Oyu responded affirmatively and began to undress. She had misunderstood Chun's intention, thinking he wanted to initiate a romantic encounter. Seeing the misunderstanding, Chun became tense and shouted at Aoyu to put her clothes back on. Aoyu felt embarrassed upon realizing her mistake. Chun then clarified that he wanted her to stage a play, as he planned to send someone to negotiate with the Coconut Grove clan. The goal was to persuade the Coconut Grove clan to join and follow Chun's command. Aoyu tensely asked if Chun thought the Coconut Grove clan, with its larger numbers, would agree to join them. Chun responded that this was precisely why they needed to demonstrate their team's strength and convince the Coconut Grove clan to join immediately. Chun explained 2 reasons for choosing Aoyu. Firstly, their tribe was led by females, so as a woman, she could communicate more effectively with them. Secondly, only she knew about his current situation. His all-out attack had caused catastrophic damage to his body. Though the ointment had prevented it from worsening, he still needed better treatment. Aoyu smiled and asked if they were planning to scare the Coconut Grove clan with a bluff. She assured Chun that she knew what to do, so he could rest and leave everything to her. The scene shifted to some time later. Sam and Aoyu were heading towards the Coconut Grove clan. Sam told Aoyu that even though the Coconut Grove clan disliked conflicts, he still believed that they shouldn't provoke them at the present time. She responded that she understood, and they continued on. Upon reaching their destination, Sam showed Aoyu a fountain where every girl of the Coconut Grove clan was bathing. Then Sam pointed out the leader of the Coconut Grove clan, the person they were looking for. While they were discussing, they were discovered by some members of the Coconut Grove clan. The scene shifted to some time later. Aou and Sam were presented in front of Lisa, the leader of the Coconut Grove clan. The girls told Lisa that they had captured Aou and Sam sneaking around. They claimed they had come as envoys to visit the leader of their clan. Sam shouted that they were not mere visitors, but ambassadors, a title bestowed upon them by their king. Lisa responded by mocking them, commenting that Aou lived like a slave and the men fed the fish with the meat, serving as dinner for a few days. She then had Sam taken away from Aou. Aou shouted that she had expected the queen of the Coconut Grove clan to be more far-sighted, but it seemed she was mistaken. She declared that the mountain of meat they had planned to give would now go to the Bay clan instead. Lisa asked her underlings to wait and let Aou finish speaking. Then Lisa asked Aou if she had said there was a mountain of meat. Aou responded affirmatively, explaining that it referred to a group of large black bulls living near the northern river. Lisa then asked Aou if she wanted to join forces with the Coconut Grove clan to hunt the black bull herd. Aou laughed and told Lisa not to underestimate them, explaining that they had already taken down the black bull herd and that the area near the river already belonged to them. Hearing this, the women of the Coconut Grove clan were stunned and murmured that Aou must be exaggerating, recalling how their clan had almost been trampled by the black bull herd last time. Lisa stood up and asked Aou if she knew the fate of those who lied to her. Aou responded confidently, stating that even the largest of the black bulls had been defeated by their king. She invited Lisa to see for herself if she didn't believe it. When a girl tried to warn Lisa, Aou laughed, dismissing their concerns, jokingly suggesting that if their king wished, he could easily topple the entire Coconut Grove clan. Sam also agreed and shared that they hadn't come to attack. They came bearing gifts and to deliver their king's invitation. He questioned why there was any doubt about their sincerity. Aou then furiously added that if the queen lacked the courage to go herself, she could send someone to retrieve the meat. Seeing Aou like that, Lisa became a bit tense, but still warned Aou that they'd better not be playing any tricks. The scene shifted a moment later. Aou and Sam returned with Lisa and her group. Sam shared that they had returned. Stonebone shouted at Sam not to make a big fuss about it. He told him to go help the others build the houses. Upon hearing this, a girl asked Lisa what the houses were. Ayu then informed Chun that the people from the Coconut Grove clan had arrived. Seeing Chun, Lisa became tense. She felt a strong killing intent emanating from him. It felt as though she was facing an ancient beast. In reality, Chun had dressed himself as a beast from ancient times. Chun responded to Aou that she had done well. Seeing Chen's intense demeanor and way of speaking, Lisa became tense. Suddenly, they heard a sound coming from the bushes. It turned out to be Mia, Langu, and Aun hiding inside, as Chen had instructed. He had told all the injured people to remain hidden so they wouldn't be visible. A gun shared that he was just curious to see what the queen of the Coconut Grove clan looked like. Chun then expressed his gratitude to Lisa and her clan for accepting his request. He thanked them for making the trip to their land. A girl from the Coconut Grove clan furiously asked where the meat Chun had mentioned was. Chun calmly responded that it was just around the corner. He said they could take as much as they could carry. When they arrived at the location, they were stunned to see a literal mountain of meat. Haijin and Lung were cutting the meat. A girl from the Coconut Grove clan approached them to take some. They informed her that the meat was tough. When she tried to cut it from a stick, the stick broke under the pressure. Seeing this, Luong and Hu Jin started laughing. The girl shouted and asked what was so funny. She stated that they were lucky to catch the bulls during their dispute. Haijin furiously asked if the girl wanted to fight with them. Suddenly, Chen's axe slammed into the ground, causing the girls from the Coconut Grove clan to become scared and tense. Chen had thrown it to separate them and stop the fighting. Lisa nervously asks what kind of weapon that is. She says it's much better than their ironwood branches and bone knives. Chen then tells her to use his pango axe to cut some meat for the Coconut Grove clan. Hu Jin asks why they are helping the girls when they were the ones who provoked them first. Chun angrily tells him to follow orders. Reluctantly, Hu Jin does the task, telling the girls they are lucky. Chin tells Lisa that he will make sure she can take the meat without any trouble. He says he always keeps his word, and it's his principle. Lisa nervously asks how he managed to conquer that herd of bulls. Chin responds that it depends on future developments, whether it's mutual understanding or personal experience. He then asks Lisa to call it a day, take the meat, and leave. Lisa says that he seems very cold-hearted. At that moment, Chin was tense. He thought that his last throw was a bit too much of a show-off. If it weren't for the bull leather bandage, his wound would probably start bleeding again. Suddenly, it started bleeding a little. Chin became worried about what to do next. To his relief, Aoyu distracted Lisa. This gave Chin time to hide his bleeding wound. Aoyu told Lisa they had strong weapons that she could give to the Coconut Grove clan. But Lisa turned back and declined, saying those weapons were not suitable for them. She told Chin they also had powerful weapons they hadn't shown him, and hoped they wouldn't have to use them someday. Lisa then told her clan members to take what they could and head back. Aoyu told them if it wasn't enough, they could come back, but it would be better to come earlier, as the other clans also needed their share. On the way back, Lisa asked how the investigation was going. Suddenly, some more girls appeared and reported to the queen. It turns out Lisa had secretly assigned some girls to observe everything while staying hidden. The girl named Maya shared they found the boys building something called a house. Inside, there might be some boars, as they occasionally heard their growls. Upon hearing this, Lisa was stunned and wondered if Chun had actually built such a good dwelling for boars. Maya also shared that what was even more incredible was that Chin's clan had mastered the power of the fire god. Lisa responded that it was impossible. Maya explained they saw them create fire out of thin air to roast meat. Maya tried to say something more, but hesitated. Lisa urged her to speak up and not hesitate. Maya shared that Chin's clan consisted of just a little over 10 people in total, including a few children and some old men. She also mentioned she believed Chin's clan intentionally concealed their true population size. Lisa asked Maya why she didn't search more carefully. Maya responded that since the nearby trees had been cut down, they couldn't get close without risking exposure. Therefore, they could only hide in the woods and observe from a distance. Lisa responded with an okay, and suddenly started whipping them with a whip. She then warned that if they dared to make excuses again next time, the consequences wouldn't be as simple as a whipping. Maya bowed down and thanked Lisa for not punishing them more severely. The scene shifts to Chin's place, where he was relieved. Aoyu came over to ask about his health. Chin responded that dealing with the herd of bulls had a strong effect on him. Chin noticed that Aoyu had a talent for eloquence. She then asked if, compared to the queen of the Coconut Grove clan, Chin would prefer her. Chun tensely asked her not to misunderstand anything. Chin then asked Aoyu to let the guys who were hiding outside come in and assist him in continuing to recover. He also mentioned that he would have Langa guard the entrance until he fully recovered. Aoyu responded with an okay, and then mentioned that Chun was looking very cool. Upon hearing this, Chun became embarrassed and blushed. Suddenly, Sam arrived and said that Chun was truly amazing because the Coconut Grove clan had indeed set up observation posts around their camp, just as Chun suspected. Chun asked Sam about the other task. Sam responded that it was done. He explained that the Coconut Grove clan only saw what Chun wanted them to see. They didn't see what they shouldn't. Chun then praised Sam for his hard work. Sam became happy and responded that it was nothing. He mentioned that he was now going to help Stonebone and the others build the house. After Sam left to help, Aoyu asked Chin whether he thought the Coconut Grove clan would truly join their clan voluntarily. Chin responded that it was too early to say. The plan was only halfway done. He suggested that when the Coconut Grove clan visited again next time, they could proceed with the second half of the plan. Chin then went to rest in his shed. He checked his supplies, realizing he only had 11 days left. There wasn't enough time to fully recover from his injuries. He asked the system to open the warehouse. He found that he only had a packet of salt and 1 tube of hematic ointment left for use. Chin's system showed that his axe had been upgraded to the axe of Pangu. Shocked, Chin wondered when his axe had been upgraded. He became even tenser, realizing he had overlooked it when he handed it to Langu in the morning. He then checked his spears. The activation condition displayed on the screen was blood sacrifice. Chin thought it must have been activated when he got injured in the battle. From the description, it seemed using creating the world must be timed correctly. It couldn't be too early or too late. He then wondered if any other weapons also had hidden attributes like his axe. However, he soon dismissed the thought because the activation conditions must be different for each weapon. Chin decided to leave it to fate. He then checked the remaining items and saw the hematic ointment. There was only enough left for one use. Chin decided to save it for a critical moment. Otherwise, he could rely on swinging the axe to hunt all the creatures nearby. Chin thought that the meat the Coconut Grove clan had taken would be enough for 2 days. Time was limited, so he had to rely on Sam for now. He asked Lenga to call Sam as he had some work for him. After some time, Sam arrived and asked what happened. King Chin asked Sam if he remembered those black bulls they had driven away. He told him he had 2 days to find them and come back to report. Upon hearing the task, Sam immediately started running to complete it. He shouted that he would return very soon after finding the black bowls. Meanwhile, Chen thought that everyone was working hard. So, he decided to prepare some gifts for all the clan members. While Sam searched for the remaining black bowls, Chen worked on making the gifts. After 2 days, Chen checked the screen and saw that there were now 9 days left to complete the mission. He also received some technical points for creating a stone spearhead, a bone whistle, and a bullhorn water flask. Chen thought of giving the whistle to Stonebone, making it convenient for him to command during battles or hunting. The stone spearheads could enhance the killing power of a wooden spear, increasing their chances of victory if conflict arose with the Coconut Grove clan. Lastly, the bullhorn water flask would be for Sam. Suddenly, Yahello came and told Chen that there was good news. Their houses were built. Chen asked her to let's go and see the house. When Chen arrived, Stonebone happily showed him their creations. Stonebone shouted, "Isn't it cool?" Chen didn't like it much, but for the time being, he responded with a yes. Hearing this, everyone became happy. Now they didn't have to live in cages or search for branches anymore. Everyone was getting happy, but Chen was still a bit frustrated. Nonetheless, Stonebone went ahead and put the straw door in place, completing everything. The moment they placed the door, Chen received 10 technical points for building the house. As Chen looked around carefully, he realized that the tribe had changed a lot since he arrived. Initially, they had been like wild beasts surviving on drinking and fur. But now he could see significant changes in their behavior and intelligence becoming more evident. Chen then wondered if all these changes were possible because of the system, which seemed like an accelerated evolution. He then asked them to inform him when Sam would return and headed back to his shed. Suddenly, Sam arrived shouting that he found them. Chen praised Sam for his work and announced to everyone that they could now finally move on to the second half of the plan. He then asked everyone to follow him and called Stonebone aside, saying he needed to talk to him. After a few minutes, Chen explained something to them and asked if anyone had any questions about the plan. Stonebone tensely asked if the plan would work and expressed concern about its risks. Sam reassured him not to worry, stating that he would handle it. And when the time came, Stonebone would need to lead the others with him. Chen then gave the whistle to Stonebone, explaining that he could now easily command the others. He also told Sam that he had prepared a gift for him, which he would give after the mission. Sam was delighted. Finally, Chen smiled and reminded them all to remember that whenever they received his signal, they had to act accordingly. Wonger, Sam, Stonebone, and Liang were going to do the work Chen had assigned. Chen wondered that their manpower was really stretched thin, so he had no choice but to assign tasks to those who were injured. So, Chen asked Yahello to have Mia and Langwei build a larger bonfire in front of the wooden house, but instructed them not to light it yet. Yahello asked if it was for the guests who were about to arrive. Chen responded with a yes, and wondered if the bait they had set 2 days ago would work or not. After some time, a girl was working when suddenly she noticed that many people from the Coconut Grove clan were heading towards their clan. So, she ran tensely and told Chen that the Coconut Grove clan had arrived. Inside the house, Yahello was taking care of him, and Chen thought it was nice to be taken care of like that. He planned that once he subdued the Coconut Grove clan, he would have both Lisa and Yahello take care of him. Upon hearing about the arrival of the Coconut Grove clan, Yahello went out to welcome them. Yahello asked Lisa to come inside the palace, saying their king was waiting for her. Hearing the word palace, Lisa was stunned and wondered how Chen's clan had managed to transform from a thatched shed to a wooden house. Lisa smiled and asked Yahello, "Is your king too scared to come out and see us?" She added, "We don't want to disturb Chen's clan again in the future. We'll take more meat this time as compensation." Lisa also mentioned, "My subordinates wanted to meet your neighbors, so I brought some of them along. I hope we didn't scare Chen's clan." Yahello laughed and said, "Our king already instructed us to prepare 40 portions of meat in advance, so you can go ahead and take it. But it seems you didn't bring 40 people." Lisa asked Yahello, "Why didn't you join our Coconut Grove clan? Especially if you're so concerned about us. I'd offer you a position to serve alongside me." Yahello responded, "I have long been won over by the might of my king. So, I thank you for your kindness, but I decline." Yahello then showed them the place where the meat was kept. "If you can't take it all, you're welcome to eat as much as you want right here." She offered assistance. If the Coconut Grove clan has difficulty cutting the meat, you can ask some warriors from Chen's clan for help. Lisa ordered her subordinates, "Go and eat peacefully." She then went to meet Chen. Upon entering, Chen welcomed Lisa warmly. Lisa blushed seeing Chen in the elegant house. She found it very impressive, but she tried to maintain her composure. "Is this your place?" Lisa asked. "It looks quite decent." Chen wondered if Lisa was interested in the house, so he decided to continue impressing her. It's just a temporary makeshift house. Chen told her. Once we build the real palace, this place will be given to the tribes. Lisa was stunned and asked, "You would let your tribe live in such a place?" Chen responded, "I know it's a bit rudimentary, but I'll provide them with better stone houses later on." Suddenly, Lisa took out her whip and tied Chen with it. She quickly moved closer to him. Chen tensely asked, "What are you doing?" Lisa responded, "No one understands men better than me. I have plenty of ways to make you willingly offer those strange things to me." Lisa was wondering if it would be enough to make Chen surrender. Even though Chen found it very stimulating, he maintained a serious expression. He laughed and asked, "Do you really think you can force me to submit like that? And that I don't have any backup plan?" But deep down, Chen was feeling despair because he didn't have any backup plan at all. Things were out of control. His injuries hadn't fully healed, making a direct fight already tough. And now the situation was even worse for him. Suddenly, to Chen's relief, Aoyu came inside. "Everything is ready for the feast to begin," Aoyu announced. However, upon seeing Chen and Lisa in that situation, Aoyu was stunned. "Chen, you shouldn't be doing something like that," Aoyu shouted. Lisa removed her whip. Chen suggested, "We've talked enough, so let's go out for a barbecue." He then asked Aoyu, "Did you light the fire?" Meanwhile, Lisa was pondering whether Chen's ability to withstand her coercion and maintain a poker face meant he truly had a backup plan, or if he simply wasn't afraid of death. Compared to the members of her clan, Chen seemed quite different in his demeanor. When they went outside, the girls of the Coconut Grove clan happily asked Lisa to come and check the meat. It smelled really nice after being grilled. Chen also gave some salt to Aoyu. Aoyu distributed it among the people of the Coconut Grove clan. Aoyu offered the salt to everyone, suggesting they sprinkle it on their food to enhance the flavors. Lisa furiously asked Aoyu what she was sprinkling. Aoyu responded to Lisa that she didn't need to eat if she was afraid. But, seeing her own clan people praising the food, Lisa understood. Chen was also happy seeing them enjoy it. He hoped they would eat as much as they could to give Sam and Stonebone more time to complete their task. The scene then shifted to Stonebone and the others, who were near the Black Bull's lung. They asked why they needed to hunt the bulls again when they already had enough meat. Stonebone responded that they were not there to hunt the bulls. He instructed Luong to just follow the command. Suddenly, receiving a signal from Hanger, they all threw their spears toward the black bulls. As a result, the entire herd started running. Stonebone shouted to Sam that the bulls were charging towards him. Sam told them not to worry and jumped from the tree to attack the neck of a bull. After successfully penetrating with a spear, Sam shouted that he had done it, and now the bull was his. Due to the attack, the bull started running around wildly. Sam tried to gather his courage and not be afraid. Well, that was the part 1 of this story. If you want to see the part 2, please comment in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.